Alright guys, Rich here from the RC Network, and this is going to be an unboxing of the brand new re-release Kyosho Optima 4-wheel drive 1/10 scale off-road racer. Now, I was huge on the re-release Beetle from 2015. I was a little skeptical building it only because I wasn't really into some of the 1980s vehicles, and I was absolutely shocked at how well that re-release Beetle performed. All of kind of the 1980s technology, but they kind of ramped things up for today's electronics, which was pretty cool. So right here we do have the Optima, which is the 4-wheel drive version of the original classic 4 vehicles from Kyosho. Now, of course, we have the Scorpion, we have the Tomahawk, we have the Beetle, and now the 4th version, which is the Optima, and the only 4-wheel drive version, at least at the time. So pretty cool design from Kyosho. I mean, look at that Buggy right there. That thing just looks awesome. So in this unboxing, we're going to kind of unbox it, take a look at what you get inside of the box, and kind of go from there. So right here, of course, we have kind of the nostalgia 1980s box. I mean, everything looks the part, but inside of that box is a really cool design from Kyosho. So if you haven't heard of Kyosho, been around for quite some time. So right here, 1/10 scale. This is a kit version, so you do have to put it together. No electronics are included in this, and with that, no Lexan paint, your typical things for your kit build. So really quick on some of the other items here. The Optima name signifies optimal performance. That was like the pinnacle at the time in the 1980s. This does include the optional belt drive, which was the option back in the 80s, but this also includes the original chain drive or belt drive to get that power up to that front differential. Compartment 4-wheel drive chain system. It's located on the exterior. It looks like the gearbox is equipped with a slipper clutch now, and the slipper clutch has been redesigned to accommodate some of the more powerful brushless motors of today. So oil-filled shocks. I mean, the list goes on the features of this thing. Not really much to see on the back of it. Pretty much your standard cardboard box. But right here, we're taking a look at some of the cool items that's included in here. I mean, cindered gears right there. The shocks just look beautiful with that kind of velvet red from Kyosho and what they're definitely known for. But enough of that. Let's crack into this box here. Got my handy Spyderco. And the seals have been released. Let's break into this thing. I wish there was some smell-o-vision here because I'm smelling rubber from this Kyosho kit right here. Ah, there we go. This is classic from 1980s right there. The original blister packs. I mean, this is something that you wouldn't find in any of today's kits. I'm going to move the camera around and we'll get a little bit more of a bird's eye view. Alright, so I went ahead and positioned some things just so we get a better look here, but everything comes in that classic kind of blister pack here with all of the aluminum upgrade parts just all kind of perched onto that blister pack, which is pretty cool. The Kyosho velvet red shock cases there, the knuckle arms, the underguard pieces, the main chassis rails right there. It looks like we have a rear plate right here that goes on the left, maybe as far as like maybe a motor mount system. Not sure, haven't built one of these, so need to kind of dive into that. Next thing we have here is another option, like a huge kind of piece on here, and as I start to inspect this a little bit better, let's see. There we go. I'm kind of ripping everything out of the package here, but looks like we have the other side of the plate right there. We have the diff cases, we have the gearing right there, the chain drive or the belt drive system, so you can kind of choose in your kit, and it does include both the belt and the chain. I'm probably going to install the belt. I've heard that was like the way to go back in the 80s, a little bit quieter, and I'm sure it's going to be a little bit smoother overall. So let's get some of these tires out of here. I'm smelling this thing. Gosh, I wish you guys could be here for this. So right here we're looking at the kind of original and slightly revamped tires of the 1980s. These are the Sand Super 320, I can't even read that, 320/40 VRIS VRI8 maybe. VR18, there we go. So pretty thick rubber actually, and of course has these spikes right here for the sand. The front ones are a little bit narrower, it looks like. Maybe. They're all the same. Look at that. So it looks like we have all four the same width of tires. There we go. There's all four of them there. God, smell-o-vision is going crazy right now. But anyways, that's the four tires. Let's check into the body right here. We do get a scale kind of interior right there with a scale little guy right there, and then of course the helmet will end up mounting on top of that. Kyosho does a good job of getting us the scale details even for these 1980 vehicles. Here's the actual body, Lexan shell, so it's a modern body. It needs to be cut out and of course painted on the underside, but overall a great looking body for this 1980s re-release. Let's get into some of these boxes here. I mean, this is just stock full of parts right here. We're going to just pick some of these out and see what we got. There's the wheels. Looks like we're riding on 12mm hexes on all four corners. And these are the wheels right here. So they look to be identical on all four corners. I thought maybe one was more dished than the other, but it doesn't look like it is. They look almost identical. All same part numbers as well. So pretty cool. Here's a big bag of parts. We got lots of aluminum, lots of steel in there, and I'm looking at some shock fluid. It looks like 100 something. I can't quite read it. It's twisted in the bag right there. We have other Lexan pieces in there, and of course everything is labeled great like Kyosho does all of their kits. One last box here, and this is a lighter box. Let's pop this thing open. This is probably going to be some of the plastic pieces for it, and also the chassis plate, I believe. Maybe not. All right, we got some bumpers right there, that front bumper skid. We have some other, looks like chassis rails and skid plates. Overall, just really, really cool. I mean, the A-arms are in there and all that good stuff. And then finally, looks like we have some red pieces in there. Looks like some turnbuckles. That's probably a slightly different plastic that they use for the red. And then, of course, the bottom skid right there. We have the driver helmet. Seeing that right in there, that little white driver helmet. Awesome. That's out of the way. Looks like we have like an addendum here, additional instruction sheet. Maybe they found an issue with the original owner's manual and they maybe just slightly changed something. It looks right here. They changed this from 44mm to 34. So just you want to make note of that in your owner's manual. Last but not least, we have some decals, and Kyosho really takes care of you on all of the scale decals. I mean, we're looking at all that, the off-road championship Grand Prix right there, and all the classic 1980s stickers. So pretty cool. We have some window masks and the interior set right there for the little guy that rides in there. Even some scale versions of like a little cartoon character almost. And then last but not least, of course, the owner's manual and the instruction manual to get this thing all built and set up. Well, guys, that is my unboxing. I cannot wait to get this thing put together for you guys, show you what it looks like, and of course, I'm going to drive this thing. This is not meant to just sit in an office or a shelf or anything. This will be driven and definitely well loved. Well, guys, that's it for now. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to post those down below. And as always, thumbs up and subscribe. That's it for now, guys. Over and out.